Living in Madison, salt is part of the winter the way that flipflops are a part of the summer. And living on an isthmus, I don't have to walk you through the importance of our lakes. What no one realizes is that the winter salt has a huge impact on our water, our infrastructure, and generally on our wallets. As with so many problems, there are 3 easy steps you can take to help. Just shovel, scatter, and switch. But let me step back and tell you what's going on. Several years ago, the University of Minnesota conducted a study that showed about 70% of the salt used on roads, sidewalks, and parking lots stays in the local water system for months or even years to come. As a little high school chemistry reminder, salt is sodium chloride, so it's often measured in chloride levels. Salt is a problem for all of the lakes, but especially Lake Wingra, where chloride levels are 20 times higher than they were in the 60s when the city began using chloride deicers. Salt used during the winter and in our water softeners is getting into surface water and groundwater, meaning both lakes and wells. So why do we care? Here in Madison, chloride levels have been on the rise at 4 municipal wells and show no signs of slowing down. One Madison well is even on track to exceed recommended levels for chloride in the next 15 to 17 years. Just 1 teaspoon of salt can contaminate 5 gallons of fresh water. If these trends continue, it could mean that we will need to engineer expensive solutions to deal with the problem. Beyond that, extra chlorides in lakes and streams hurt aquatic plants and animals. And don't forget our furry friends. When your pups start licking their paws after a winter walk, watch out. The ASPCA warns that the salt could cause vomiting and, in extreme cases, seizures. Salt is also bad news for our infrastructure. Excess salt can crack pavement, corrode pipes, and damage buildings. It clogs stormwater basins and destroys the underside of our cars. These are the hidden costs that we all pay in taxes or private bills. 1 ton of salt costs about $800, and it causes about $3,300 in damages. Excluding private purchases, Wisconsin spent over $40 million last year on salt, and this has the potential to cause $166 million in damage. Many municipalities in Dane County recognize these costs and are working to reduce the use of salt in public spaces. But private applicators are often unaware of the hazards, or are so concerned about being sued that they don't want to risk using less. On private property, salt is often spread at 5 times effective rates. So that means you could get the same results for $10 rather than $50. Applicators could raise profits and pass those savings on to customers. But for those of us at home who just want to do what we can, here are some guidelines. 1 12-ounce mug full of rock salt is enough to salt 10 sidewalk squares or 20 feet of a single-lane driveway. An appropriate amount looks something like this. Luckily, we don't have to compromise our public health and infrastructure so that we don't fall on our butts in the winter. We just have to start using more appropriate levels of salt to maximize melting and minimize other damages. Just remember, shovel the snow first, scatter, don't coat, and switch to a different type of de-icer when temperatures fall below 15 degrees Fahrenheit. For more crazy salt statistics or information on easy things you can do to reduce chlorides, check out Wisconsin Saltwise at www.wisaltwise.com.